Hello, 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 all of you beautiful people out there in ESO land. It is your boy Kuro, and I hope you are having a fantastic day. And if you're not, please just remember that you are a shining light in the lives of the people that care about you, and you are truly, truly loved, especially by me for clicking on this video. So, yeah, we just hit 4K subs on the channel, and that's pretty wild. I mean, that's 4K more subs than I started with, first of all. And as always, thank you guys so much from the very bottom of my shriveled, worthless little heart for all the support and love and etc. Happy YouTuber things. Thank you. So today I'm bringing you guys a Magplar build that I've been testing in the Blackwood patch up to this point, as well as, of course, some outnumbered 1vx fights with some commentary. I'm gonna kill stuff, talk about it, gonna be fun. The usual stuff, nothing new, same old, but if you're new to the channel and you find that you actually enjoy that kind of stuff, please consider dropping a like, comment, sub, or any of that other YouTube nonsense, because that would absolutely make my day. And also, if you'd like to see me play this build and many others live, you are sure to find me over at twitch.tv/KuroyukiESO, where I stream just about every night, late after 12 AM EST. You can also join my Discord for more updates, news, vibes, and all sorts of other good times. Links to both, of course, are in the description and pinned comment. Now, without any further ado, we are going to go ahead and jump on in and take a look at my build right this very second. Okay, so diving right on in here, we're just going to buff up to the best of our ability. Taking a look here at our stats, we have about 5k spell damage, 1800 magic recovery. Our stamina recovery goes up as well when we actually use our pots. We're getting 25% spell critical occasionally. We have 28,000 max magicka, you can get more if you want it. 30,000 max health, which I think is very important right now. 20,000 max stamina, which is also pretty important to me at least. Our resistances aren't super incredible. They're 25 and 21, but honestly, with the vampire passives that we have, which by the way, we are a vampire, we're tanky enough. We have 2578 crit resist, my bad, sorry, that's that spell pin, whoopsie. We have 2615 crit resist, which is about where you would want to be, around there, 2500 at least, because crits are pretty wild this patch. And I think that just about does it for the stats on the front bar here. If you guys want to see that penetration value, we've got 12.4k. Very nice crit value, or pen value. I think that's plenty. And yeah, that's it for the stats. We are a high elf. I'm using the Steed Mundus Stone. This is optional. You can use spell damage, you can use penetration, you can use magic recovery, you can use whatever you want. But I'm actually using this because it gives me some speed, which Magplar lacks very highly. And I'm in a, this is a mist form build, so getting that extra speed in mist form is actually really, really nice. We're using Bewitched Sugar Skulls because of the nice, juicy, fat, thickums max stats that it gives. And we are Vampire Stage 3, because this gives us some good passives. The sustain hit isn't too bad with this setup, and it makes us really tanky, and gives us access to vampire skills. Hopping into the gear, I am actually trying out this new Heartland Conqueror set. You know, it's not the #1 set in the game, but I feel like it's quite versatile. It gives me a lot of options. What it does is it gives us some spell damage, weapon damage, max mag, max stam, which, you know, it's pretty solid, 2, 3, 4. And then it increases the effectiveness of our weapon traits by 100%. Which means it turns our sharpened from 3,200 to 6,552, which is basically spinners. You know, just a little bit less damage than spinners, but still plenty. And this is at all times. It's not like a stuns that you get the proc or anything. Obviously, stuns would be a whole lot more damage, and I'm not going to try to deny that. If you want to absolutely shit out damage, definitely go stuns. Spinners even would be more damage, but I think this is a very versatile set because it does let us have our restoration stat that we have on the back. By the way, this is a Maul and restoration staff setup. Maul for the penetration that it gives naturally, and resto staff for all the things that resto staff does, which we'll talk about here soon. But yes, this set makes our powered trait bump our heals up to 18, but like give us 18% more healing on the back bar, which is pretty damn incredible for such a easy to obtain set. 18% extra heals in the back bar is monumental. So this thing kind of serves as a combo between a damage set and a healing set, more or less. So it, you know, it handles our damage and some of our survivability for us, and that's why I like it. It's versatile. And I do have a weapon damage, increased weapon spell damage enchant on my two-handed weapon here, so that way we get some more ouch power when we do our light attacks. And on the resto, I'm using these drain health poisons, these double dot and double hot yourself, so just a lot of healing here. I think if we actually change bars, we'd be able to see that the healing goes up on that with the staff. Yeah, just a little bit there. Dropping down, we are using 2 Engine Guardian because, like I said, this is a Mist Form build. I'm using Mist Form in this build, so having the Engine Guardian give us back resources while we are in Mist Form is very, very helpful. And I'm pairing that with, this is a little overkill, some might say, but I'm pairing that with Eternal Vigor, which I don't actually want to use. I would rather be using Amber Plasm. If you don't know what Amber Plasm does, it's really similar. Boom, right here on the screen for you. It's very similar to Eternal Vigor, but with less recoveries, because we actually don't really need that much. I just wanted some, and more damage. So if we had the Amber Plasm, you could get 30k HP, 30k Magicka by mixing things around a little bit. And that's what I would really like to do, as well as it gives more spell damage and some crit, which is negligible, but it's there, it's an option. But right now, if you don't have access to Amber Plasm, or if you don't want to have to go farm that, you could also use Eternal Vigor, which is what I'm using. Like I said, I'm using it here on the chest and the legs, as well as the jewelry. All the jewelry is infused. This is a 5 heavy build with 2 light, being the hands and waist because they have the least armor. If you want to run this with Amber Plasm instead, you would want to do 3 Amber Plasm jewelry with Amber Plasm here on the hands and waist as well, because again they are light pieces, and then heavy crafted Heartland on the chest, on the legs, on the feet, and the weapons. I'm using triglyphs across the board, mostly to pump up the health value while still keeping some decent max magicka for damage, and also giving us a ridiculously high stamina pool for more blocking, more dodging, all that good stuff. Is there anything else here that is important? Impenetrable. Impenetrable is a must-have this patch because these Nightblades and these Sorks are hitting me with like 12k frat. I get hit by a fucking 22k Ferocious Leap from a Mag DK Bomber. You need Impen, boys and girls. You need Impen, because this is the best and quickest way to make yourself more tanky in PvP right now, is to get some Impen on your build. I'm also using 2 well-fitted because I do like dodge roll a lot. I may actually change this to 3 well-fitted because I feel like I would be fine dropping just a little bit more of this Impen, and heavy armor does make your dodge roll cost quite a bit, so reducing that by an additional 6% would not be a bad thing. But yeah, that is it for the gear. Very simple spell damage on all the jewelry, triglyphs, there we go. Take a look at the skills. I did it. I'm using Honor the Dead again. I don't like Honor the Dead that much, but with this buffed up, with the spell damage that we get on this build, as well as the 18% powered, we're getting 18,000 on our Honor the Dead. If you use the spell damage Mundus Stone, you'll probably get this up to 20,000. If you are using the Amber Plasm setup, which has more max magicka, more spell damage, again, it's going to be more healing. So all that stuff works together really well with this. And you can get Major Mending from Resto, so you can get some really, really, really fat Honor the Deads on this build, and it's really nice. I like it a whole lot. Elusive Mist. This is our Stay Alive tool. This makes us immune to snares, immobilizations, stuns, makes us move quick, makes us take less damage. Very useful skill when it works. It works maybe 5% of the time, so say your prayers when you're using it. I don't know, I always make sure to pray to whatever Stendar or whatever divine I'm thinking about at that moment, because yes, I think about the divines on a daily basis at all times. They're always going through my head. Bella especially, she's pretty cool. But yeah, Mist Form is cool. It makes us go 30% faster, and with the Steed we go 40% faster, so we be zooming. Let's go ahead and decline this invite from my friend here. So yeah, as you can see, we go quite fast, and this gives us a lot of options for resetting fights and whatnot. We obviously have channeled focus. This gives us our armor buff, magicka recovery inside of mist, and it also heals 2000 every second when you're inside of it. That is pretty negligible, but I mean, it can help, I suppose. If you're on the defense, it's not a whole lot, but it is what it is. It's a decent skill. The rest of the stuff is what matters, though. Armor buff, magicka recovery, super important. Extended Ritual, you guys know what this does if you play Templar. This gets rid of bad effects, puts a big heal over time on the ground. Obviously, this is what makes Templar good. We need this. Then I'm using Rapid Regeneration. Again, the heals, man. 32,000 over 5 seconds. This is stronger than Vigor, typically, if you can get it to hit yourself, because you don't most of the time, because cross healing is back, and boy, do I hate cross healing. Do you know what's more annoying than being a Templar with cross healing enabled? Fucking nothing. I can't hit myself with rapid regen, I can't hit myself with Honor the Dead, I hit everybody else around me, but I don't heal myself, and I don't have a lot, like, the sustain in the build, it's okay, but we don't have a lot of mags, we can't spam too many heals, so when you got 2 or 3 people around you that don't know what they're doing, and they get smacked, you heal them, you run out of mag, you die. Zos, please, make cross healing an option. Like, make it to where you can set cross healing or smart healing 3 ways. Okay, what we need is we need the one we have now as an option, and then we need one that's for only our group members, and then one that is only ourselves. So that way you can enable it, and everyone can do what they want to do with their heals. So I stop healing people that I don't know, please. Then we do have Life Giver on the back bar. This is our Resto ultimate. This thing is cracked. This thing is absolutely insane. For 5 seconds, you're basically invincible. Gives you a massive amount of healing and lets you go offensive. If you wanted to replace the Engine Guardian with something like, say, Balorg, you could charge up 250 or so Balorg, pop one of these bad boys, have 5 seconds of ridiculous healing on top of that extra spell damage and pen to do more damage and turn this into an offensive ultimate. A lot of things you can do with this really good ult. If you're in a group, you could throw on a I don't have it. You could throw on Nova. You could throw on the Templar healing ultimate. Don't recommend it. This one's much better for solo, and in general, it's just a really good ultimate, and I recommend it at all times. So yeah, that's my back bar. Front bar, we've got Degeneration. This gives us our major spell damage buff without having to use pots. It's also a pretty decent dot. Buff up again real quick so you can see it. 12.5k over 11 seconds. Again, if you add more damage to the build through Mundus Stone, through getting your Amber Plasm, etc., then you will have a higher tooltip on this, and it will hit pretty hard. It's not the best dot in the game, but it's decent, and it also, again, the utility of giving us our major sorcery buff. Toppling Charge, this is our stun. This is what makes Magplar feel fun to me. If it wasn't for this, I don't know if I'd even play Magplar anymore. It's a gap closer, stun, set off balance, all sorts of good stuff. The off balance from this actually is a really big contributor to sustain, because if you're not aware, off balance heavy attacks give back a bunch more resources. I'm not sure how much, but a good bit more. So if I'm low on a resource and I need it, what I'll usually do is I'll topple somebody, set them off balance, and pop them with a heavy attack, depending on if I need stam or mag on the right weapon. If I need some stamina ASAP, I will try to topple in, off balance them, heavy attack them. My stamina bar is basically full now. Same thing with my Resto Heavies. Resto Heavies are a big component of the sustain in this build, because Resto Heavies give so much magicka back. Combined with the what's it called? The ones from the passives from heavy armor, because again, 5 heavy. We get 30% extra resource from Resto Staff heavy attacks by 30%, and then another 20 or so percent from heavy armor. So if you're low on magicka, pop a Resto Heavy, you're gonna get half your bar back. Solar Barrage, this is a big AoE damage over time. I like this because it keeps pressure up at all times on every enemy around you. It reveals Night Blades from stealth, which is awesome. It gives us some power, which makes our light attacks light and heavy attacks hit for 40% more damage, which is pretty good in this patch, because light attacks actually do fucking bonk people, and I've got some proof of that in the clips you'll see. And it also procs our minor spell damage buff, so this makes sure that we always keep it up. Radiant Glory, this is our execute. Yeah, I'm sure you're familiar with this. You've probably had every stupid Magplar that doesn't know what they're doing beaming you with this from 50 feet away at the very start of every fight. It is what it is, but it is also a super, super, super useful execute because it is undodgeable. It sticks on people like glue, and it's a long beam effect that hits multiple times. So if they live through the first tick, they might not live through the second, or the third, or the fourth. You don't know. You never know. Sometimes you kill them in the first tick, you put your hand up like you're about to beam, put your hand back down, because it doesn't even start the animation, they just die. It's awesome. Really fun ability to use. Puncturing Sweeps. This is our main attack. This is an AoE spammable. It slows people down, heals us for a little bit, and it hurts really bad. Also pulls Nightblades out of stealth. So this is a really good build for keeping Nightblades out of stealth. We've got Solar Barrage, we've got Toppling Charge, which is a gap closer and a stun, we got Sweeps. If you can lock a Nightblade down one single moment, they're typically not getting away, because they can't cloak half the time when we're sweeping, when we got Solar Barrage ticking. If you see him for a split second, you can topple in, it's great. Crescent Sweep, this ultimate is absolutely insane, okay? Now I dropped some damage from the build myself, but it's still got a 10k tooltip, which hits 60% harder on the people in front of you. So 16k tooltip. The dot on this thing is insane as well, because again, that dot pulsates every 2 seconds and hits harder 60% to the people in front of you. So if you're following somebody, you gotta, again, I always throw the Nightblades in there because they're the annoying ones, and there's so many of them this patch. You slap them with a crescent, take half their health bar, they're trying to run away. The Solar Barrage dot is pulling them out of stealth. The Crescent dot is pulling them out of stealth and ripping their fucking hairline off of their head and throwing it into the dirt below their feet. It's a great time. So yeah, that's it for the skills. Are there any flexes? I suppose you could flex out Mist for Race Against Time. If you don't want to use Mist, or if you don't want to use Vampire, Vampire is optional. But there's just too much damage right now, so I've been using Elusive Mist. If you don't want to use Resto, you could put an Ice Staff on the back bar here, and put whatever ultimate for the back bar ultimate, and then throw on Living Dark for your auxiliary heal. This thing actually got a pretty nice buff. I don't know if they meant to do that, but it's pretty strong. 4.7k HP every half second, essentially, if you're being outnumbered. That's a lot of healing. That is a lot of healing. This thing is pretty incredible. So that's an option, but it does require you to be getting hit to get the healing, so it's not a very kitey heal like Rapid Regeneration is. Arguably, I think Living Dark is a better heal for going offensive, because it lasts an extra second and it is a better healing value, but it has to be getting ticked on cooldown, so there is that. But it does essentially make you very, very tanky for those 6 seconds, but it also costs a shit ton, if you see the difference here. Where'd it go? I've lost it. Yeah, 4.3k mag versus 2.7k mag, and this also doesn't need you to get hit to proc it. This, you can just, you can be walking around a tower and use this real quick, and it'll give you some heals. So yeah, and yeah, if you do that, then you can block on your back bar. If you don't want the heal, you could throw on LA Drain for more damage. Lots of options, but this is the way I run it. Now we're gonna take a look at the CP. This is the fun part. We're skipping Green Tree because honestly, who cares about the Green Tree? We're gonna go ahead and start with our slottables. I'm using the Master at Arms slottable to increase our direct damage by 10%, as well as the Biting Aura to increase our AoE by 10%. So that's our Crescent, our Sweeps, our Solar Barrage, all that is getting buffed. Our Topple, our Beam, and our Degeneration don't get buffed, but they're not the most important things. Those are like utility. They just kind of exist to help everything else do its job. Resilience, this is the critical resistance one. This is really important. Some people will tell you that crit resist isn't important. Like, everyone's using Malakath. Everyone's not using Malakath right now. And when you get hit by a 22k leap from stealth, you'll wish you had on some crit resist, because I did not at that time, and my friends laughed at me. So now I know better. Crit resist, that means it's the 660 flat damage reduced from criticals, right? So if you get hit by anything, a surprise attack, a curse, a frag, any of that stuff, if it crits, it's just going to hit for 660%, or 660%, 660 less damage, which could easily be 10% of someone's thing. 10 or so. And then I'm using Unassailable, which is 10% AoE damage reduction. Most things that kill you in PvP are AoE. You've got Subterranean Assault, you've got Blast Bones, you've got Dawnbreakers, you've got all sorts of crazy shit. And typically, you can't really do much to mitigate those. You know, with single target attacks, you can usually dodge them or block them. But lots of AoE attacks, like, say, Destro Ultimate, you can't block that. You can't really dodge it either. So you just have to stand in it and take it. So that's why I'm choosing this as my only flat damage reduction CP. I feel like you're getting the most value from this one. Then we do have all the little passives, because they're all important. We've got these guys. We got the offensive penetration. I've only got 20 points into this, because it's not really too big of a deal. We don't need that. And the spell damage there, as well as the extra healing here, very helpful. And inside of here, we are also getting the 2% healing, the 2% damage reduction, and the 2% damage reduction. And just because guards actually are quite annoying, I went ahead and grabbed this to get 10% reduced non-player damage. And that is it for the blue tree. Crit value, I suppose I should say that. Red tree. This one is a little more fun. I'm using Rejuvenation. This gives us more stamina, magicka, and health recovery. I'm using Boundless Vitality for more health, because health is, again, one of those quick, easy ways to become more tanky. I'm using Peace of Mind, increases magicka and health recovery while under CC immunity by 200. We're under CC immunity quite a lot of the time, so this is basically a 200 magicka recovery up at all times. Very helpful. And while under the effects of crowd control immunity, you take 2% less damage for each stage, so 10% less damage most of the time. So very good to go offensive with this. If you get stunned and you can immediately go on the offense, then you're going to be tankier, you're going to have more recovery to support that offense, and all sorts of fun stuff. You could mix it up. You could go with Survival Instincts. If you're going to remove any of these, I'd remove Peace of Mind, because it is recovery, which is very, very helpful, but it is conditional recovery, so might not be what you want. I would say Survival Instincts would be the most helpful one, because this reduces the cost of block, dodge roll, sprint, all that stuff when you're under the effect of a status effect, which if you're outnumbered, you pretty much are always under a status effect. So that's a really good one. Slippery is garbage, don't use Slippery. Let's see. I guess that's not horrible. Rousing speed, I don't know, any of this stuff matter? Not really. I'd say if you don't want to use this, then just use Survival Instincts, that's the best one. And then we do have pretty much all these little passives maxed out, because you can if you got a lot of CP. Would I say any of these are extremely important? Not really. Get the health one maxed out. Movement speed one is nice, block mitigation is nice, block cost, all this stuff. All the block stuff I definitely recommend getting, because everyone blocks. Even though we're using a resto staff, sometimes you just gotta block stuff. And other than that, none of these passives are really too important. Tumbling is nice because we do roll a bit. And break free actually is pretty important as well. The only thing I'd say that matters in the green tree would be this, which I don't have, and this. The ones for your mount, those are nice for PvP. And then the other one, the fall damage one, I don't know if that's like a... Where is it? This one, reduce fall damage taken, because PvP, sometimes you gotta jump, sometimes you gotta take the leap of faith. It is what it is. And yeah, that does it for the CP. And lastly, I just want to talk about potions. There's 2 very important potions on this build, 3, if you want to be technical. Number 1, Tri-Stat Pot. This is very, very important, Tri-Stat Pots. This helps keep our sustain high for all of our resources, for our magicka, our stamina, and gives us more health recovery. Lol, what a meme. Health recovery is useless, by the way, right now. And we're a vampire, so that doesn't really matter. But it is quite a big heal if you pop it on your resto staff bar, because again, we're getting a like 20% almost extra healing on that. See that? Almost 2,000. So I do typically try to pot on my resto bar just for the extra heal. Not a big deal, not too noticeable, but it is helpful. And then I am also using these guys, Essence of Immovability, that give me stealth detection, because again, Nightblades, I hate them, and there's so many of them. It also gives us back magicka, so we get our magicka recovery as well. So I don't actually know how to craft these. Someone gave them to me, but I like them. I'm going to bother them for more. And then, if you want to, you can use Alliance Spell Droughts, or any other spell damage, spell power pot that you can get your hands on. That'll give you access to your crit buff, which we don't usually have, as well as the spell damage buff. And if you have the spell damage buff through those pots, then you could always throw on a different skill instead of degen. Something like Purifying Light could go here, which is not a bad skill right now because of the way damage works. Or even some other form of sustain, I suppose. Just all sorts of stuff you could do there with the potions if you decide to throw in the crit damage, or the spell power pot. So yeah, that is that. That is the build. That's everything that matters. That's all the important stuff. If you guys like the build, if you might give it a try, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, that is it for the setup. We're going to go ahead and hop on over into some PvP clips now. We're going to kill stuff. We're going to talk about it. We're going to try to crack a few jokes, see if I can get a smile out of you. And aside from that, thank you very much for watching this video. If you're heading out, have a good day. Let's go ahead and get into these clips. Hopping on into clip number 1 here. I'm just walking along minding my own business when I see homeboy here that's not healed up, so I'm going to go ahead and finish off the job that someone else started by stabbing him a few times. He gets gap close by another Nightblade pulled out of stealth and catches an 11k beam tick right between his cheeks. There was not much that could be done for him. Someone say a prayer. Now I come up the hill here, I see a level 22 trying to have fun in PvP, but me being a long-time PvPer, we don't allow low levels to have fun in here. Unfortunately for me, he did bring the entire squad and they start beating my ass, as they should. Okay, I shouldn't be attacking level 22, so it's his karma. I walk into my safety zone here. This is my safe space. Unfortunately, they do invade my safe space, so I'm gonna leave it. It's not what I should have to do. I shouldn't have to leave my safe space. It's 2021. Give me my safe space. So I try to kill this Nightblade here because the Nightblade doesn't know how stealth works or cloak works though, which is really good for me because that means that they are not going to cloak during this. I do try to drop off here when I get to the top because I catch burst and I do not want to stay up there on the top stunned for them to beat my ass some more. Back into my safe space. I hear a bow ult go off, so we're not going to leave the safe space just yet until the bow ult is gone. Come outside, try to get the Nightblade, accidentally topple the wrong guy, but it's okay. The Nightblade is not doing great at the Nightblade thing and dies. Now the other guys have walked off for a moment. Gives me some time to fight this DK here, who is literally just the tank. I think his build may have worked last patch with the procs, but right now his procs are just not doing him any good. We hit him with the beam at low health, but again, he is a DK, so he's going to press the same button 6 times in a row and just barely manage to stay alive. He leaps my Engine Guardian right there, which is very rude. My Engine Guardian didn't do anything to him. It didn't offend him in any way. Honestly, I'm offended, so I'm going to go ahead and topple on into him and sweep him to death. And now, as I'm walking away from that, I do get attacked from behind by the 2 guys that ran away earlier. Here's the Nightblade that I killed at the beginning of this clip, and a Mag DK. So, Nightblade goes into stealth, make that my priority to get rid of the Mag Blade. I see a proxy, now I'm even more worried, because that means bomber. I get gap closed in, my anus clenches extremely tightly, because I think I'm about to get bombed, but it's okay, because he has no idea what he's doing, catches the crescent sweep to the noggin, followed by a beam, and he takes a nap. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my heals up, get myself, sustained a little bit, pop a heavy, get some mag back for this duel with this Mag DK, because I am a vampire, and my crispy vampire skin does not like fire, but it's okay, because his whatever skin doesn't like my sweeps, or my crescent, or my topple, and he dies, and that's the end of the first clip. So moving on into fight number 2, I see a gang of reds up on this hill, and to me, that is an instant yes please kind of moment. Go ahead and set my sights on the lowest CP1 to go ahead and just get him out of the race quick. Unfortunately for him, he was abandoned by all of his friends and was left to die like a dog. Look over here and there is a dead red, dead blue, and a Nightblade, standing at the crime scene as always. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my detect pot on him. I pop a resto here in case he's got a what's it called? The Nightblade ultimate, the one that makes you go ouch. In case he's got one of those ready, so that way I can just go offense on him without him being able to return burst upon my cheeks. Go ahead and topple into this lobby and just get them out of there, because I have no idea what kind of skills they might have, and I just don't need any extra interference when I'm trying to fight a roly-poly boy like this. He's doing the Nightblade thing very well. I'm having a hard time catching him. I see another guy roll up who is not in cloak, so we're just going to go ahead and set our sights on him. Topple in, crescent, poke a few times, hit the dodge roll to get away from some of the damage, and we're good to go there. This guy is too focused on being offensive, catches a couple of pokes and a beam and goes down. Now as I'm killing the blues, red guy walks up with his wiener at full mast. He is ready to go nuts to butts until he realizes that he's a healer. He just forgot for a moment. He's like, oh wait, shit, I don't do this, do I? So yeah, he goes behind this tree and waits for backup. Unfortunately for him, they decided to send the reserve units instead of the main force, because it's not enough. It's not enough, and they are the worst trained soldiers in the entire EP military. Don't know what they were thinking. We're gonna go ahead and get up the hill a little bit, put the dots on this guy. We're gonna hit him with a couple of bits of damage here. Hit him with a crescent, topple in, start poking, do the poke thing with the pokes and stuff. But he is responding quite well, and he is keeping himself alive, so we're not gonna focus on him. I do catch a snipe, so that becomes my primary target, because sniping is quite annoying, and I don't want to be hit by too many of those. So we get the dots upon him, topple on in, stun him, almost kill him here with the sweeps when he does the most annoying thing ever, which is go into werewolf. So now I've got a werewolf, I've got a healer, and I've got a Magplar jabbing me in between my cheeks, and I don't like it. So we're going to mist form up the hill a little bit, get some defenses down. We're going to bring them away from the line of sight of other reds that may be passing through the area, so that way I don't get more reds on top of me. Just these three, that's totally fine with me. Now I make my goal here to put down the healer, because I don't want any of these guys getting healed while I'm trying to kill them. And yeah, the healer's actually pretty squishy, so I realized that pretty early on, that I could probably just hit him with the old hairline removal 1-2. Unfortunately, I do get stunned there right as I'm about to put him in the dirt, so I'm going to go ahead and just kite around, keep my buffs up, keep my dots up, and just try to set up for an offensive attack here. Go ahead and crescent him at low health, stun him, back up behind the tree as the Magplar is coming around to try not to get stunned while I'm beaming, and it does pay off. He doesn't get to stun me until after his friend is already dead. Now I see here that the werewolf is not doing well at keeping himself alive and is actually quite squishy, so we go ahead and topple in, finish him off, crescent this guy's hairline off, topple in, kill him with a couple sweeps, and that is over. That is it for clip number 2. So next clip, I am fighting a Dragonite who doesn't know what he's doing, while one of my friends heals him when a couple of Nightblades who are up to no good start making trouble in my neighborhood. So I go up the stairs, and now I'm about to get in one little fight and scare the shit out of my mom. I do take a snipe there. I know there's a sniper, don't know where he is. LOL, JK, there he is. Gonna go ahead and topple on into him, sweep him a couple times, slap him with the crescent, topple on into him again. That reveals the second Nightblade. Poke him, poke him some more, heal myself, poke him some more, topple in, dots finish him. It's over. He's dead. Both Nightblades gone in the blink of an eye. Absolutely incredible play by Mr. Kuroyuki ESO. And now it's just me and this DK who, once again, does not know what he's doing. He's light attacking me constantly. Maybe last patch this guy's build would have actually done something, because he's got a proc on, but this patch that's not gonna work, champion. So yeah, now a couple minutes later, I'm taking this resource, still working on it, because Magplar for some reason clears resources exceptionally slow when the Mag DK comes back. Now as you can see, I do have some friends sitting there watching. For some reason they're just hanging out, they're just vibing while I'm trying to kill this DK. Now my friend again is still healing him to be a dickhead. Don't know why, but we're just gonna go ahead and bash that Chokethorn, that naughty little Chokethorn, and get back to trying to kill the DK. Hit the sweep, or the crescent sweep. Yeah, everything's got sweep in the title. Goddamn. So yeah, pop the crescent sweep, topple in. Nightblade with the rest of the staff comes in out of nowhere and starts healing the DK. That's annoying. Now I got 2 people healing DK, and now I'm a little extra cheesed. And now I've also got a Sork fragging me and somebody sniping me. Now I'm really annoyed. So we're gonna go ahead and go in the tower, put down the defenses, get the heals over time up. See, this guy's only got 500 CP, so we're just going to go ahead and remove his hairline with the crescent, topple in, and poke him a couple times, send him to the afterlife. Now it's just me and the DK. We're gonna have a strongly worded discussion, and luckily for me, I was able to bring the DK over to my way of thinking with a beam right to the noggin. Now I'm going to go out here and try to kill the Sork when I do see there is a guy sniping me, so we're going to go ahead and change targets to the sniper, topple in, crescent, AoE dot finishes him off, and now it's just me and Mr. Mag Sork over here. Go ahead and get a resto heavy in for some mag, heal myself with a quick honor the dead, and poke this man into the afterlife, and that is the end of clip number 3. Now clip number 4 is at the same resource a little bit later. I walk up to it and there's a mag sork. I'm going to attack him when a few more guys roll around the corner. So I'm going to go ahead and retreat into the tower, get my heals up. It's the same 555 from before. Crescent him, topple him. I get negated here, so we're just going to bonk him on the back of the head with a couple of light attacks to finish him off. Sorry, King, I had to do it to you. So he died the same way he did last time, same corner and everything. I feel bad for the guy. I probably gave him some kind of PTSD, deja vu, flashback. I don't even know. My condolences go out to him and his family. But anyway, as you can see, they are quite thirsty. Okay, there's I think 2 pet sorks. I believe 2 of them all the infernal sets, but at least 1. So that's a cool thing. I try to bash this guy who is casting frags, but I think it's the not bashable version, if that exists. Don't know where he's gone because there's way too much shit in here to even see, so we're just going to go ahead and reposition and get away from the Atro because I think does hurt quite a bit. This guy is not healing himself up yet, so I'm going to protect myself real quick with a quick misform and try to go offensive, but there's just too much here. Again, I can't really focus. Hit this guy, almost kill him with a topple there, but there are, again, 2 pet sorks, so there's 2 chickens spamming heals, so that is never ideal for anyone except for the sorks that are being saved by the chickens. I'm going to go ahead and try to line up a burst here, but like I said, there's the 2 Molly Infernals, there's all the pets. This guy is still my target. He is quite squishy, so we're going to try to focus him down. Hit him with a big boy crescent, poke him a few times, and again he just narrowly slips out of my grasp to the point where it makes me red in the face. I'm so upset. I'm so distraught. I'm so defeated that he managed to live. But it's okay, because we've still got more and more opportunities, okay? Pet sorks are just channeling lightning heavies. There's the Atro. We're going to get away from that. We're going to go ahead and go back up to the top where I'm going to try to turn, I believe. No, I lied to you. I am going to go ahead and slap this guy in the face with the crescent sweep and try to poke him to death. But again, chicken heals, there they are. So that guy's got to go. That guy is reacting too well to things. He's actually healing himself and other people. Reset my target on him as I go through him with a mist form there. And just drop down to the bottom floor to give myself a bit of a moment of reprieve. The DK from earlier is back, and he drops down as well as this mag sork. Mag sork is squishy, catches a quick topple, some sweeps, and a beam, and goes to a Sovngarde. And now I'm going to try to do the same thing to the DK. But the DK does have quite a lot of health, and I am getting slapped around by a Nightblade. As per the usual this patch, I do try to bash this res, but he does get it, and that does make me sad. I shed a single tear in the name of my fallen enemies, who are now no longer fallen enemies and are just regular enemies once again. So we're going to go ahead and head up the stairs and miss to stay safe. Going to get some heals down, get our circle down, get all of our buffs ready to go. Turn around, almost destroy that guy with just a couple of sweeps. Pop the crescent on the group, chase him down, and destroy him. Now this Nightblade, again, just narrowly, barely gets away from me. I wanted him so bad, but it's okay. We'll have our opportunity later. Go ahead and debuff this guy. Realize he's got 40k HP and not taking much damage, so that's a waste of time. We're not even going to bother. Keep the circles down, keep our healing up, make sure that we are good and protected. This guy's at about half health, so I'm going to go ahead and topple into him, try to finish him off. But here comes the pet sork gang, so we are just going to get the hell out of this situation. Pop a couple of Honor the Deads, clear off all of our debuffs, and head up the stairs with the mist form to get away. Back down because they are all up top now. This guy drops down by himself, and that's a mistake, buddy. Unfortunately, I don't really have the resources to go offensive right now. I mean, I guess technically I do, but I felt like it'd be more helpful to get up top. Crescent this guy, topple in, sweep him, almost kill him, but again, too much. I'm not going to try to stick that out and die for something stupid, for someone that I could easily kill. So, yeah, we exit that fight altogether. Atro dropped on me. Again, not good. There's like 17 things here and only 3 players. That's why I hate pet sorks. I get hit by an incap in the back, so we're just going to go ahead and mist around to get away from these guys while I'm taking extra damage. I'm going to go ahead and make our way up the stairs. We can put down our house right here, get the circles up, and try to go offensive on these guys. Almost kill this Nightblade for the 3rd time, but again stunned by something I cannot really control. Go ahead and kill that little pet right there. So at least I'm doing something. At least I don't feel bad about myself anymore, because at least I put one body in the ground. And right here we take a lot of damage. Luckily, I am able to heal through it, just barely, of course. Drop down to the bottom floor once again to just make them move around a little bit. I do try to get in the mist form right there, and it doesn't work. It makes me use a dodge roll that I shouldn't have had to use and expend extra resources. Please, ZeniMax, fix mist form, I'm begging, and now at this point I'm like, what's going on? I'm not being swarmed by 37 people anymore. The other people left. They gave up. They quit. They knew it wasn't going to happen. So now it's just me and this Nightblade and the DK, who you've already seen me kill twice now. This guy drops down, try to hit him with the beam. He's healing up a little too much. Beam doesn't quite kill him. You can see the group running off to the side there. So yeah, I'm just like, I get to kill this guy for free now. Sweet. It went from me being stuck in a tower with them to them now being stuck in the tower with me, and they should be terrified because I go ahead, put a couple sweeps into this guy, knock him over, get stunned, break free real quick, slap him in the butthole with a beam, and this last guy, again, DK, you've already seen it happen before, spread his cheeks with my big golden rod, beam him, and it's over. That is the end of the fourth and final fight. And that is it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun playing this build again, playing some Magplar. This patch is interesting. I'm definitely going to try several more different Magplar setups, and you can expect build videos on those as well as I try them out and test them and get clips on them. So if you like Magplar, definitely stick around the channel because I'm going to throw out a bunch of different kinds of setup, misform, non-misform, lightning staff, 2H, resto, no resto. I'm actually even planning on doing a resto and sword and board Magplar, which it's going to be an experience, trust me. So yeah, if you like Magplar, stick around, drop a sub, and you'll see more in the future. Again, guys, you guys have a lovely day. Thank you for making it this far in the video. If you have, that's all I got for you. Alright, Kuro out. Love you guys.
I could follow you around.